Hey everybody, Jason here. So I'm out on Lake Huron and I'm about to put the new boat in the water. So I'm out on Lake Huron at a little town called Oliphant, which is just north of Sauble Beach, and it's the pretty much the starting point of what's called the Fishing Islands. It's an archipelago of islands. It's very shallow and yeah, good spot to start out. So yeah, weather's great, about 22 degrees. Wind is like 9 or 10 kilometers an hour. Nice, clear, perfect conditions. So I'm going to throw a wetsuit on under my clothes. It's still just the beginning of June, and despite the, warm weather, it's still pretty chilly out there in the lake. So, yeah, wetsuit, important part of safety equipment, I think, right now. Anyhow, I'm going to gear up. Okay, well, I'm loaded up and ready to go. So, thought I'd just mention some of the safety stuff that I have packed, and from what I understand, it's what you need. It all makes sense. So, I've got a paddle float. I've tucked that just under my thigh brace in the cockpit. I've got a 50-meter throw rope that's behind my back band. I've got the bilge pump, so that's just strapped to the deck, and I've got a spare paddle, which is, as you can see, it's strapped to the deck as well in front of me so that it's easy to reach. I've got the spray skirt, of course, not really a safety feature, but I would hate to go out without it. I've got my life jacket, and inside the life jacket I have an air horn, small little air horn, and also within the kayak I have a headlamp. I don't know how late I'll be out. We'll see. We'll see how much I can manage. We'll see, what I find. But if it does get late, then I definitely need some kind of light. And it's a new one, and it is waterproof. So, yeah, I think I'm ready to go. Okay, well, I've paddled out, I think, 2 islands out, and behind me is Lake Huron. No more islands past, so definitely not going further out. Yeah, so I used to have a kayak when I lived in Australia, but that was like, geez, well, I moved back to Canada in 2000, so it's 18 years ago. It's been a long time. Using muscles that I'm not used to. Sitting, I can feel like hip flexors definitely, triggering as I'm working, but all up, it's pretty good. The thing is here is that, you know, I'm definitely a canoe guy, right? But I live close to this Lake Huron and Georgian Bay. And, like, sure, I could put a canoe in here. I have, but canoes aren't made for inland seas. Kayaks are the vehicle to use. So, yeah, so I built a kayak. It definitely goes way better than the canoe. Lower center of gravity, the wind that does exist, wind picking up, and yeah, I'm not being blown around by the wind. The downsides is just that, it's comfort. I find myself way more comfortable in a canoe. And as I was paddling, I saw, like, this place is like a bird paradise. It's incredible what I saw. Blue herons. I saw a turkey vulture eating, like, whatever, baby seagulls or seagull eggs. And a seagull freaking out, get out of my nest. Canadian geese, ducks, cormorants, just tons and tons of birds. I would have loved to have filmed that turkey vulture, but it's impossible, whereas in a canoe, it can just put my camera down in front of me and, pull it out if I see something that interesting. This way, I don't know, I got to figure something out. I don't know if there's a solution. So the same, paddling out, it was very difficult, a lot of effort going into just getting a few shots of, the traveling out to this point. So, yeah, definitely some benefits, definitely some downsides, but hey, I'm relatively new to it, so we'll see how it goes. And this is really the first time out. I did have it out last weekend very quickly. The wind was a lot gustier. I think it was like 25 or 30 kilometers an hour. And yeah, I just, tested it out. Truthfully, I had a bad day that day. Brought the camera and the tripod tipped over and almost broke my lens. So yeah, so that was a short day. So yeah, not bad for a first day. Now I'm considering staying the night. I did pack for it, and it's nice and clear. The wind is coming off the lake. It's not supposed to pick up, and that's a good thing. I'll be honest, this is a stealth camping, at its best, because I don't know if this land belongs to anybody or if it's crown land or, what the situation. Paddling around, there's a cottage way over there and there's a cottage way over there, and another one on an island way over there. So I don't think it belongs to anyone. If it does, if I'm trespassing, I apologize. Send me an email and I'll send you some camping fees, or we can arrange something for the next time I come out. Otherwise, I'm going to be a little stealthy, I think, and set up and at least have dinner out here and hopefully catch the sunset and, yeah, see how it goes. Well, I unpacked the kayak and I'm pretty much ready. It's about 5 o'clock, or might be 5:30 by now, and yeah, I think I'm making the call just to spend the night out here. So I packed a new shelter system that I got. It's a West Coast Bivy. Basically, it's a single person tent. It's pretty much just the no-see-um mesh, so definitely gonna need that out here tonight. You know, there's like lots of just, well, it's black fly season and mosquitoes are coming out, but there are a lot of flying bugs around here, so yeah, that'll be good. I don't want to have a fire. Definitely doing like leave no trace style camping, so I also brought out a jet boil stove and just some like dehydrated Mountain House. I don't even know what it is actually. I buy them, you know, I buy a bunch, and then this time I didn't even look. I don't know what it is. Chicken and rice probably, or something like that. So I'll boil that up and have something to eat. I'm not sure if I packed a fork though, so I might have to get the knife out and try to whittle something up, a pair of chopsticks or some kind of scooping stick, and that's okay. I'm actually really thirsty, so I think it's the wind and the sun, obviously, but I think the wind is really just sucking it out of me. So and that's probably the mistake I made on this trip. You know, it's the first time having the kayak out, and so I didn't know the volume, you know, how much it can carry. So stupid of me, definitely stupid, but you know, I left a few things behind, and the stupid part is the one thing that I left behind is a water filter. Idiotic, really, because it was in my dry bag food bag and I pulled it out. Oops. But anyhow, I did pack 2 liters of water, and like I still have half a liter, and then I've got another liter, so I should be good anyway. Really, I'm just staying out the night. It's freshwater lake. Like I said, I have a jet boil, so if, you know, times got tough out on the campsite, I just fill the jet boil and boil it up, get a good boil going, and you know, that would be fine. I don't like doing it without a filter, just because, you know, there's other crap in our water nowadays. So I actually have another product that I've used. I used it last summer on the 10-day trip through Algonquin. It's called Purinize, and basically, forget what the scientific term is, but you add, I think it was 30 drops into a liter of water, and it gathers up everything, including chemicals and stuff like that. So that's something I should have packed as well, because then I could just be taken from the lake and, you know, fill one of these up, put my 30 drops in, and then what you do is you filter it, you run it through a t-shirt or something to just gather up everything that's been gathered up in the water. But it's kind of a foolproof way to get clean water. So yeah, anyway, not that bad. One night I looked at the map as well, and you know, it's kind of ironic because I came out here with the hopes to get good sunset, and I think I'm on Sunset Island, so yeah, that would be kind of neat. But looking at it, I didn't look at it as reference paddling out. Looking at it now, you know, I can draw out the path that I took, and yeah, and looking at the lay of the land, I'm pretty sure this is Sunset Island, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, anyway, since I decided I'm gonna stay, I'm gonna set up this West Coast bivvy, and then I'll have it all set up and I don't have to worry about it later on. Okay, well, I've got the chicken teriyaki with rice for dinner, and boiled up the water and poured it into the bag. So I didn't check the bag, but usually it's 10 minutes that has to sit. And yeah, no, I definitely don't have a fork or anything, so that was a bit short-sighted on my part. But fortunately, I do have a pocket knife and a piece of driftwood, so I'm gonna see if I can carve some kind of scooping device out of this stick. So yeah, we'll see. Anyhow, at least the driftwood, it's nice and soft to carve. So I finished up with the utensil, and it should do. I don't really know what to call it. Spatula, scooper. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, these meals aren't bad at all. Like, of course, you can make them yourself, and I do, but I always have these on hand as well, right? Like, at the moment, I don't know if I have anything dried at home, so, this is super convenient. It's like, these are kind of costly, but to make them yourself is, it takes a lot of time and effort, so, I'm busy, so yeah, these do. And they're pretty good, Chicken teriyaki with rice. Yeah, it's good. Got bits of chicken, got rice, some peas, looks like some capsicum or carrot in here, maybe both. Some beans. It's good. They do make me a bit gassy though. So, I don't really know why I do YouTube videos. I think it's a lot to do with just sharing the story. I like being creative with the camera as well, photography and video. And obviously like getting outdoors. So it combines all those things, but yeah, sometimes I have to wonder why all the work, why all the effort, to tell a story. And there's always, something. What I'm trying to say is it's difficult. If I've done a few projects with, other people, and you have more than one camera, and it's a lot easier that way, definitely. Doing things on your own is tough because, well, it's tough because it's a lot of work, but it's also tough because, mentally, if you're anything like me, you strive to, show the experience, tell the story well. And with only one camera, it is very difficult to do, So, example, I was setting up to get the sunset, and the setup takes forever. And I've missed it in the past because of all the just fussiness of the camera equipment. So I thought, okay, well, start early and just take care of it. And that's what I did. But of course, then I have the camera all set up, and, the mayflies come out like crazy. And I've got, especially seagulls, but red-winged blackbirds were out. I think there was another bird as well, but flying around, picking off the mayflies everywhere. Like the seagulls, it was incredible. Like probably, I don't know, 20 or 30 of them just flying around this, what would it be, like 100, 200 square feet area? Maybe more than that. But yeah, kind of cool. But I couldn't capture it because the camera's pointed and set up to do sunset shot. So anyway, we'll see. I gotta do the editing and everything. Maybe the sunset will show the birds at the same time because they were definitely flying around then. So I am losing daylight, and it's getting kind of chilly. I didn't pack anything warm to wear. I've got a sleeping bag, so I think that when the sun goes down, I'm gonna just get into that bivvy, the West Coast bivvy, and yeah, crash. A lot of fresh air out here, sunshine, pretty beat. So, but before the sun goes down, I was sent something. So this was sent to me. I got an email from a company, ThruNite, and they asked me if I wanted one of their flashlights, if I would talk about it on video or in a video. And they suggested another, whatever, tactical flashlight. I told them that a headlamp is much more suited for what I do. From time to time I have a handheld torch, but headlamp is the way to go. Keeps your hands free. So anyhow, so they said they'd send it to me, and this is it. So ThruNite, they asked me to go over the specifications and whatnot, and of course I don't think I have them to tell you. So what I can tell you is that what they told me, it's waterproof, and also made out of aircraft aluminum. So I think that's pretty good. The one I've used in the past was just, well, I've used a few. I've used just, like an Energizer brand, and Noah had one that was just a, small circle, and I had another one that I'm not sure if it was Petzl, but I lent it out and it never came home, so I I've used quite a few, and I'd say that this is definitely comparable. The plus, I would say, is the aircraft aluminum. The other ones were plastic. Now, I haven't really gone to town with this yet, so I don't know how it's going to work, but ooh, that's bright. So there you go. All right. So maybe I will test this later on in the dark, and we'll see how far it can shine. But as for the other specifications of this, like I said, it's a through night TH20 it says on it, so I'm guessing that's the model number, and I'm going to put the rest of the specs right here. So there you go, you can pause it and read those. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, thanks Through Night for thinking of me and sending me, you know, this headlamp. Very cool. Yeah, in a little while when the sun's all the way down, we'll give it a shot and see how far it shines. Okay? All right. Okay, well, it's not completely dark out, but it's getting there, and the mosquitoes are actually pretty horrible, so I'm happy that I brought that bivy because, yeah, they're nasty, so I'm going to do this quick. So, played around with this a little bit. It looks like there's a couple settings, your typical SOS kind of thing, and then a bright and a dimmer. So, let's see what this can do. Okay, so let's see, it is now the brightest it'll go, and I'll bring the camera over. Now my camera sucks for low light anyhow, but you know, I don't know if you can see anything out there or not, but what I can tell you is standing here, I can see the bivy and the surrounding area quite well. Obviously it's night, it's dim, but it's what, probably, bivy is probably 30 or 40 feet away, and the trees are, yeah, 50 or 60 feet away, and I can see them as well. So yeah, I'm gonna have to test this again. It's really bad mosquito season, so yeah, I gotta get in there and out of them before they drain me and I can't paddle out tomorrow. Okay, well, I figured since I haven't used this bivy before, I would just let you know how it is. So I'm sure you probably can't see really much, and I'm using this headlamp, which is surprisingly incredibly bright. So I've got it right above my camera lens, and yeah, I can't see past that at all. So anyway, so yeah, West Coast bivy, how is it? It's good. Like, I'm sitting up right now, and there's enough room for me to sit up, and you know, I'm kind of slouching, but I probably got, I don't know, 4-6 inches above my head, so that's not bad. I imagine it would fit someone that was 6 feet tall, no worries. Same, I lay down in it, and there's plenty of room, you know, because the way the roof tapers down towards your feet, there's less room down there, and more room up where your head goes, and the mesh, the no-seam mesh. So yeah, so other than that, width-wise, it's, you know, they might actually be classified as a two-person tent, because I've been in tiny pup tents in the past and they were not that great. Actually, like even like a body bag tarp shelter, this has more room than that. So yeah, so it could be 2 people, maybe 1.5. The only problem with that definitely would be that you'd have the no-seam mesh right against you, so the bugs would probably bite through it. Maybe they wouldn't, maybe they can't, but yeah, I've always been told not to lie straight against the mesh. So, and I think that's good advice. Yeah. As far as the no-see-um stuff goes, seems to be keeping the bugs out, so that's also good. I apologize if I keep pausing. The thing is, there's like probably 3 times since I've been here I've heard a noise. No idea what the noise is. To be honest, I'm praying that there's no bear on this island. Like, there shouldn't be, but God, who knows. So it would suck to be out on a little island with a bear, that's for sure. But yeah, I guess we'll find out or we won't. But unfortunately, this will be the trip that I didn't bring all kinds of stuff because I didn't bring my bear spray either. Anyway, it is now dark out and I'm going to go to sleep. I think it'll be a good one. I'm exhausted. Anyway, good night. The sun's just starting to rise, so I haven't checked the time. It's probably 6 o'clock or something like that in the morning. It was a bit of a restless night, but not too bad. So it's a little bit chilly, so I'm gonna get some coffee on, relax a little bit, and then paddle out. Yeah, I think it's been a pretty good, nice little trip, and definitely worth it. Anyhow, till next time. Thanks for watching.